So what you're viewing right now is the Lanschool console, which is what you should be able to see as a lab manager. Now, Lanschool is a very effective program to monitor and track the students' work and progress. I have two labs. So here it says Tray Lab 202, and then the number of each computer, and then it goes up to about here. I'm going to highlight the first lab, which is the ones in red. And then starting here, I'm going to highlight the second lab, which is the one I'm in at the moment, is the computers in this lab. Now, as soon as you turn on the computer in the morning, the first thing you do is this comes up. All the computers will either be, you'll probably show one or two computers and not much because they're either turned off or not in use. Starting from the right, you see the shutdown button. It's more than just a shutdown button. It does everything for you by clicking this little arrow. You're able to shut down, log off people, restart, or power on. By clicking power on, the wake on LAN list appears, and it shows all in my case, both channels of all the computers that I have. I click power on, and it will automatically turn on all the computers. Once that's happened, it just hit close, and you see the screen as it is right now. Now, if you want to, if a student is saying my computer doesn't want to work, it froze, you can use the shutdown button again by clicking on the little side, and you can restart the one computer or several computers. And you do that again by you highlight the computer. You can use the shift button and the arrows to highlight more than one. But let's say it's this one here. I'm going to highlight it. I'll go back, click restart. It gives you a warning, says it's about to restart. Yes. And then if you can see on the screen, it's doing right now it says not responding because it's going through the process. And that computer is restarting on its own. And it's that one computer, while the rest will continue. So that's the first button you use at the beginning of the day, and the last button you can use at the end of the day as well. If we keep going on, there's several options you have available here. I'm only going to the ones you use the most. If you're trying to talk to the class and we're trying to get their attention, a quick hit of the mute, and it's going to mute the computers. And I click mute, and you should see, there we go. You see the little red marks? That is showing that every computer is muted. So if they're listening to something, they can't hear anything. Keep going on to your left, and the next one that's used most often is blank screen. This is a variety of things. See, delete. You can hear the blank screen. Here, under teacher, you can put a specific text. For me, I put eyes to the front of the classroom, please. Or you can put anything else that you want. And when you hit just blank screen, it tells you what's about to happen. In this case, all the computers are on. Hit continue, and now you're going to see in my case, a blue screen on every computer. And on the screen, the children are seeing the blue screen plus the word says the sentence, eyes in front of the classroom, please. So right away, they know they need to turn around and pay attention to what is happening. Now, this can be limited to a student as well. Next to it, you have speed. For that one, you would need a pair of headphones. You click on, make sure you're wearing your headphones. And if you click speak to class, you can speak to them directly for whatever reason you need. Now, if you want to do just a student, once again, you'll click on the one screen. Once it's highlighted, it lets you let students speak to the class or talk with the student or listen to the student. Most often it's this bottom two. So if I see a student's having trouble or is not paying attention and I don't want to embarrass him in front of everybody else, I know he's wearing headphones, I'll put on my headphones myself, click talk with student, and have a personal conversation with him saying, you need to focus on your work or get back to work, whatever it may be. If not sure what is happening, maybe they're on Magic Math and they're talking to a tutor, or maybe they're doing something else and you want to see what's going on, click the listen to student and you can hear what's going on. And you can see what's going on with if they're using iStation or whatever, and if they're having problems hearing or they're paying attention, and you can actually hear everything that's going on. The next one that's used, I personally use a lot, is the message one. And I don't know if you can see here, but I put a couple of messages that says, no estás trabajando, deja de ver a los otros estudiantes, or get to work, feet off the wall, what are you doing? Stop that, turn around, please. This is some of the few I've used. If you click send message, but depending on the highlighted one, you would type in a particular message. You can send it anonymously, or you can force the student to read the message. If you just enter a message and send it, a little screen will pop out on the bottom right of the screen, says Lanschool with your message. The one that I find more effective is the force student to read this message. So when you say hello, and the one computer is send it, that one person will have a message right in the middle of the screen that says hello, and it won't go away until they actually click it. Let's see here. This is the computer I sent it to. It says message from myself, hello. And until they are able actually to click OK, then it just remains there. And then we have the view all button, and this is more for you how you have your layout set up. Under best fit, we can have extra large screens, large, medium, small. A screen feed is, if you click on that one, it will show you one screen at a time as it continues, kind of like a little preview of each one. But for the most part, this one just best fit. And in my case, you can see the way you see all the computers, that's where you're looking at. Next to it, it's control. You can view or you can do the remote control. So once again, I'm going to pick on a student here. Let's see, let's go with this one here. You highlight the computer or computers. So if you click view, you're viewing what they're doing. In this case, I had them play games because I have a class at the moment, but they're a great bunch of kids. So he's playing this game, and I'm able to view what it's doing with the game. Once I'm done, stop viewing, goes back to normal. Now, if I want to control it, I hit remote control under control, hit remote control. I get the screen again, and now I have access to it. The mouse that you see moving is the mouse on that computer. So let's say they don't want to do Clever Chrome or they're having trouble logging into it, I can do it for them. Everything's there. Again, if the computer doesn't want to work or they don't know how to restart it, once again, I have complete control of this, so I can do that. And then once I'm done, stop viewing or remote controlling, and we're back. These I've never used them, but they can be used. But these, for the most part, because we don't have any kind of testing or voting going on in these classes, we don't normally worry about them. The last two I want to talk to you about is demonstrate and administer. So on demonstrate, that's where they can see my screen, either windowed or full screen. So if I click on show teacher screen, they are now seeing what I see. You can do this when you want to present a video or a presentation, maybe a PowerPoint. The only drawback to this program is that they can see, but then they cannot hear. So if you're showing the screen, like in a PowerPoint, you'll be doing the talking, and they'll be seeing only the slides. If you have a video you want to show, the sound will only play through your computer, not through theirs. That's the only drawback. And you have a variety of options here as well. Monitor is basically all these buttons that we've gone through. That's a monitor. Speak, the same thing. Restrict, the same thing. And so administer is the one where you can go to preferences. And this is important. If you go into preferences, you're going to see the channels you're using. For example, down here under teacher channel, this school has two channels, 5420 and 5430, which is each an individual lab. This lab here is 5430, the other one is 5420. By clicking on use multiple channels, I'm able to monitor both labs with one computer. Now, this is what you can, if you don't show this, you show only the single channel, you'll need to put in a work order, ask them to access multiple channels. And the last time when I had to do this, the techs didn't have access. It was Mr. Parker that had to do that for them. So this would be under administer, preferences, and it's right there's the first thing you see. So I've gone this pretty quick, and I apologize if I did it too fast. But does anyone have any questions on anything?
We have some questions, Cesar, but before we, Rosalba has 1,000 questions.
Okay.
Before she starts asking those, can you show them again where you started with the Lanschool? Because we didn't see your screen at that time, so I just want everyone to see how you started it.
Okay. Can you see the bottom taskbar?
Yes.
So now here you see this little icon. That should
Yes.
appear. That should appear automatically on your computer. If for some reason it's not, go to the Windows. Under L, you see Lanschool Teacher.
Perfect.
Good.
That's what I wanted them to see.
But normally I just click on here, and this screen will pop up. Don't be alarmed if you only have one or two computers on, or it says computer not responding. They're not turned on, or they're not on the network. To start them up, hit the go to shutdown, power on, you're good to go.
Awesome. So now, Rosalba, if you want to unmute, you can start asking some of your questions.
Well, technically, this is for you all. Like, of course, I'm new at this school. I don't have a computer at either lab. We don't have classes in there. But this is a way, like a really good thing to have, like for testing and stuff, so that we can see what they're doing. Question is, how can we get it through our, like, because I use a laptop. Can I install that app in the laptop?
I don't think that would be a problem, but normally it's just used for the lab.
For lab purposes, yeah.
Yeah, you can't use it in the classroom. It's only for the lab, and the computers have to be have the name like ours says tray lab and the number.
Yes. Yeah, because I see the computers that we have, like for the student, so the students can ask questions through there.
They can.
Because when I clicked on the screen, it says click here if you have a question for the teacher.
Mm-hmm. You can do that as well.
Okay. And then you answered some of the questions already, so I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Julie's asking if they're allowed to use the limit web and those other in red.
You can, I found that it's not necessary to use them. And it, again, I've never had the need to use them, is what I'm saying, but you can. Normally by sending a message or hitting a blank screen, that gets their attention. But under this program, you can also view the history of what they've done under the limit web or limit apps, limit drives. Select limit web will. I don't know where is it at, but you can view the history of the computer, of that particular computer. But the best ones are the blank screen and the messaging.
It is a nice tool if you're in the lab with the students. You're able to monitor everything they're doing. So it is very nice. I'm glad that we still have it. I didn't know we still had it. So if you don't have a lab or you don't have students coming to the lab, then most likely you're not going to use the program. Does anybody have any other questions for Cesar?
Hernandez, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I had a question. That one that I was mentioning, the limit web, is because I'm wanting to see if it's possible to just allow them to use that one program that's being used that day, because I've tried blanking the screens and it does get their attention, but it gets their attention to where everybody starts getting so rowdy and who's doing it and asking all these questions, right? So I'm wanting just to limit them to, let's just say, iStation, and for them just to use iStation only, because they tend to open up another web, leave it up on the browser, and just, kind of hide it. And no, miss, I'm not doing anything. Well, I'm watching what you're doing. You do have another tab open. And then they're arguing there with me that, they're not doing anything when I'm watching what they're doing. So is there any way or that we can?
You can try using that tool. I don't know if it will work, but you'll have to limit it to Clever because we open all those programs through Clever. They're, the single sign-on. You can't just open it directly, I don't think, to iStation, because that's a different sign-on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and I just wanted to use it that one day. Let's just say second grade is coming in, and I will do that setting once they're there and once they leave, because they're only there 45 minutes. So once they leave, I'll just take it off and then, leave the computers back how they were. But I don't know if it's something that we
under limit apps, there's an allow list, and a block list. And the limit web does the same thing: block all, allow list, and block list, and you can configure the web limiting. So you can go in there and say block everything and give the exception to Clever and go from there. Again, I haven't tried it, but it is a good idea. My next class, I can try that. I can see how it works, and I can get back to you.
Okay, sounds good, Mr. Hernandez. That would help me a lot. I know the librarian that was here before, Miss Marin, she used to use it with her students in the library, especially with the lower grade levels. It's just that she's a sub now, and I did get a hold of her, but she needed to come in to see. She's a visual, so she needed to show me how to do it. So I'm like, okay, well, whenever you're around, just look for me, and we can work to see if we can work together to fix this. And she said she was, but she hasn't had a chance to come in to sub for Longoria yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
But yes, most definitely, I would like for you to look into that and let me know.
Oh, well,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you taking your time, Cesar, to show everybody the Lanschool, and we're going to have it recorded, of course, so now others can come in and watch if they want that little bit of training. So thank you.